Hey there, y'all. Home Outdoor Solutions LLC here. Bring y'all a little review video of these two skill saws I have here. And they're both on the cheap side. So, this WEN here. It's a electrical powered one. It's got the cord, you plug it up. This HART, it's got a battery, 20 volt. You get this one from Walmart. I got this one online, and you can probably get it off Home Depot's website as well. So I did a little cutting here on a sycamore slab, sizing it down for a customer, making it into a 3-foot long slab. So I've had issues with this WEN ever since I owned it, pretty much from day one. I've done a little jerry rigging on it too. So let me first start off by saying I wanted to get a plunge saw that would be great for, making deep cuts, doing just like I'm doing right here on thick slabs. This is a 3-inch slab. Well, if I had to do it over again, I would definitely not get this WEN. It won't cut 3 inches thick, and I haven't done my research yet. I don't know how many of these skill saws will cut 3 inches thick. Maybe there are some that will. If there are, I'd like to have one. But I think this one cuts 2.5 inches thick. I might be wrong on that. That's just saying that off the top of my head. So, this little orange button here, you press that initially engages it to where you can drop it, plunge it a little bit, not very much, to make your first scribe cut. And then you're supposed to be able to, I forget what you have to do, and then you can plunge it all the way and make your really deep cut. Well, actually, there was a button up here, I think it was, and you would press this button and then press this one over here, and that would enable it to do the full plunge cut. Well, this one over here was like jammed all up and did not function at all from day one. And I was doing it right. I read the instructions, how to use the thing, whatnot, and it would not plunge. So I wound up having to take that button out and pretty much disable that function. So now when I do a full plunge, I have to pull this little lever up. I have to pull it up after I've pushed this orange button to do a full plunge cut. And with that button in there, how it was, it would not push this little lever up. It's like you push the button and it like pulled this up. But it would not do it, save its life. And I got tired of that. And I was like, gosh, I got a plunge saw to do plunge cuts. All I can do is scribe cuts with this thing. That's ridiculous. So I took that out. Now I can do plunge cuts, but you shouldn't have to do that. Another thing, this little orange button will about near break your finger, your thumb, pushing it in. It's very hard to do, and that sucks. The power of this thing, it gets the job done. It can do better. But that's just my gripes on the saw. The locking mechanism over here, it locks on this track rib here when you're using the track saw. And this thing gets hung up and it just jams and it will not work right, and you about near have to pull the saw all the way down the track to get it off the track. It's like it'll lock on and it will not come off. That's really aggravating. And let's see here. I can probably read. There's specs on this thing. So, serious woodworkers do not get this saw. If you want a cheap saw, go ahead and buy it. Maybe you'll have better luck with it than I did. I've had bad luck with it. I wouldn't recommend it for a serious person wanting to get some work done. You'll have a bunch of hiccups with this thing. So, that's my take on that one. Now, this HART cordless skill saw has been absolutely awesome. For the fact that it is cordless, I can take it anywhere, use it outside, you know, it's awesome. I've cut lumber outside. I've been cutting on my sawmill, sizing it down, cutting the ends off stuff. The portability of a skill saw is awesome. I love that. There's no cord to fool with. It's great. The power of this thing is pretty darn good. Comparing this to like my dad's Hyper Tough brand skill saw you get also from Walmart. This HART blows that Hyper Tough out the water. This thing, I haven't bogged it down yet to where it just stops. That Hyper Tough, shoot, you can about cut like a 1-inch thick board 4 inches wide and it'll bog down and just completely stop. That's pretty bad. So that Hyper Tough skill saw, I definitely wouldn't recommend getting that thing either. But this HART skill saw has been great. The power's been great. I've had no issues with it. All the functions on it work properly like they should. So I would recommend this saw over that one. And this one will plunge deeper. Well, not plunge, but it'll cut deeper than this saw right here. So that's another nice feature. And this thing is light. It's easy to handle. It's got a nice grip on it. And it's great. So that's my review on these two skill saws here. These are budget saws. Don't expect much out of that WEN, but that HART might impress you more than you think. Hope y'all enjoyed the video.